Hey, what's up, guys? Rod Rivera once again, here to show you the first body type that we're gonna analyze. If you haven't seen my last video from the metabolism series, you should check it out. I mentioned the genetic compositions and the different body types that you can have according to your genetics. I mentioned 3 body types, but there can be a variation, an enormous variation according to genetics. Okay, but all of the body types can gain muscle. So if you've been told that you have bad genetics to gain muscle, that is probably a lie. Okay, you have to know the correct strategy according to your body type in order to gain muscle. So today I'm going to talk about my body type, which is the body type that I know the most of because that's my body type. So the first one is the ectomorph. Okay, and I'm going to talk about it first. It's not because it's different or is more important than the others. It's not like that. It's just the one that I have the most experience with because I am an ectomorph. Okay, and what does it mean to be an ectomorph? It means that you have skinny genetics. That's pretty much, or what it is called in the gym as a hard gainer. So it's called like that because no matter how many calories you eat, you will be skinny. Okay, or that is more or less the concept that you can get from an ectomorph, right? Most ectomorphs are people that think that they will never gain weight because they have been skinny their whole life. Okay, and this can be because of 2 reasons. The first one is because indeed you are an ectomorph. Okay, so you eat a bunch of calories and your body is just a burning machine. It burns calories, so it doesn't matter how much you eat, you are gonna be a hard gainer. Okay, but this is not true for every skinny person. Okay, this is a very, very rare body type to find, and you have to know why that happens. Okay, because the majority of people that think that they are an ectomorph, they are not. The only thing is that skinny people eat too little. Okay, so it can either be that you are indeed an ectomorph, and I will tell you how to know that for sure if you're an ectomorph or not, or you're just simply not eating enough food. You think you are eating enough food, but you're probably not eating enough at the end, okay? And that doesn't mean that you're an ectomorph. It just means that you have to eat more, okay? So how do you know that you're an ectomorph? If you are the type of person and you have to do comparisons with other people because you cannot find out if you're an ectomorph if you are not around other people and comparing your eating habits to other people. Okay, I have an older brother and we used to eat fairly similar. Okay, my brother used to eat a little bit more, but he didn't eat that much more, okay, than I did. Okay, but he was fat before. Okay, he's not fat anymore, but he was a little bit fat, a little bit overweight before. Okay, and I was skinny as a skeleton. Okay, and it doesn't matter how much I ate, I was always skinny. Okay, so I knew for a fact that I was an ectomorph because I have a brother who I could compare myself with, and it was obvious that my body type was different from his because we were eating very similar, but he was overweight and I was extremely skinny. And I'm not talking about normal skinny. I'm gonna put the picture right here. That was me. Okay, I didn't change this until I was 20 years old, okay? And the way that I had to eat it, the way that I had to change that is by changing my eating habits. I had to overeat in order to compensate for the body type that I have. And I still eat a lot. If you would see how much I eat, and you can see it in one of the videos of the metabolism series, I'm eating a whole pizza. Well, I'm telling you in the video that I usually eat a whole pizza. In that video, I just ate half, but I ate other stuff as well. So in one meal, I ate about 2,250 calories. Okay, and that's just one meal, and I have 3 meals. So, and I mean, it's between 4,000 and 6,000 calories because I don't count calories. I just do the portions control because I don't do calorie counting anymore. But you have to know that I eat a lot, like a lot. It's not even funny, okay? It's abnormal the amount of food that I have to eat in order to maintain my muscle, okay? So if a normal person ate like I did, they would probably gain a lot of weight, okay? But since I am an ectomorph, I rapidly discovered at the age of 20 why I never could gain muscle. No matter what training I did, I could not gain muscle because I wasn't eating enough calories to compensate for the calories that my body was burning. Okay, and that was a base metabolic rate. You have to then add the activities that I was doing because I used to play basketball and soccer. And even though after I stopped playing basketball and soccer, I was still burning a huge amount of calories. So what I discovered was that in order for me to gain weight, I had to overeat. Like I had to force myself to eat more, okay? Because I wasn't hungry. You know, I ate what I ate and I ate when I was hungry. But that strategy would not work at all for a hard gainer or an ectomorph like myself. So I soon realized that I had to eat every 3 hours, okay, in order to input more calories. So my strategy was to eat every 3 hours, and that would make me eat at least 6 meals a day. So I started with this strategy in order to get more hunger, right? Because I needed to be hungry in order to eat more calories, in order to build muscle mass and gain more weight. So what I did, my strategy was simple, okay? So according to what I explained in the last video, in order for you to increase 1 pound of weight, you have to eat 3,500 calories of surplus in a week. So that means a surplus of 500 calories per day. 500 calories times 7 days a week makes the 3,500 calories that you need in order to increase 1 pound of weight. Okay, but that strategy was not enough for me as an ectomorph. So I decided to have an 1,000 calorie surplus in order for me to be in a caloric surplus and to gain weight. So I wasn't hungry every 3 hours. So my first strategy was to use GOMAD. And what is GOMAD? That is a gallon of milk a day. Okay, since I didn't get hungry every 3 hours, I would eat my breakfast and then I would put an alarm clock after 3 hours. And then when that alarm clock sounded, I would go and drink a glass of milk, whole milk, because whole milk has more calories. Okay, so I would eat my breakfast. Then after 3 hours after my breakfast, I would drink glass of milk. And then after the 3 hours, I would have lunch. Okay. And after lunch, I would put another alarm clock for 3 hours in order to drink my other glass of milk. And then after 3 hours, I would eat dinner. And before going to bed, I would drink my last glass of milk. Okay. So that's how I went in 2010 in 1 month and a half from this. Okay. That was me before strength training and starting to drink a gallon of milk a day in order to compensate for my skinny genetics, okay? For my ectomorph body type. And this was when 1 month and a half later, after doing the strength training and applying the GOMAD strategy, which was the gallon of milk a day. So if you can see the difference between this picture, and you can see there the tag, because this picture is on Facebook. I put that picture on Facebook because at this time there wasn't intelligent phones, so you had to take pictures with a camera, which not everybody had. Okay, so that's why I don't have many pictures of me before social media and all of the intelligent phones. It was a lot harder to have evidence back then. But I still have these pictures which I posted in Facebook, which somebody else took for me, right? And this was in February 2010. And as you can see, this next one was in March 2010. So you can see the dates right there. And that's a difference of 1 month and a half. And the shirts are the same size. Okay. So you can see this one in this picture, I didn't fill out the shirt. And in this one, you can see the difference in my arms and my back and my shoulders. There's a huge difference between those two. Okay. So after the 3 month period, which is the 90 days that I'm telling you can change your body, I changed my body. I gained about 40 pounds of muscle and fat. Of course, the 40 pounds were not pure muscle. It was muscle and fat, but that fat helped me a lot because I was really, really skinny. I will put again the picture right here. That was me, okay, before starting the strength training and the gallon of milk a day. So you can see that I'm not lying. I was skinny as hell. My nickname was Skinny at school. So everybody knows me, even today, as Skinny. Hey, Skinny, come over here. That's how they call me. And I swear to God, that's true. Okay, so you can change your body in less than 90 days with strength training and an appropriate strategy for your body type. So if you're an ectomorph, if you're a hard gainer, just like me, then you can apply the gallon of milk a day strategy if you're not eating enough. And then by applying the strength training program, any strength training program, actually, you can actually do any strength training program out there and you will gain muscle. Because the advantage of the hard gainer is that since you burn so much calories, your bulk will be very lean in the sense that you will not be able to gain a lot of fat. So you will be gaining muscle mostly, okay? But you have to be overeating. You have to eat much more than what you're eating now. And what I mean by eating much more, I mean eat double. That's how exaggerated I am. I'm telling you, I used to eat 3 meals and I started eating 6 whole meals, in the sense that I drank a glass of milk as a meal because I couldn't eat it because I was not hungry. But after 21 days or about a month of applying the gallon of milk a day, you get hungry every 3 hours. And the hunger, oh my God. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's horrible. For an ectomorph, this life is two constants. Constant body pain from the exercise and constant hunger because you got to be eating a lot. Okay, so that's my two constant, guys. Constant body pain and constant hunger. All right, so I eat a lot. I'm telling you, you should see how much I eat, and you would be incredibly surprised because I really don't look like I eat that much. Okay, so that is my advice for anybody that is a hard gainer or an ectomorph in that sense. Okay, so that is for today the topic for ectomorphs and hard gainers. The only way to grow muscle is to eat more. If you don't eat more and you do the strength training, you're gonna vanish. Okay, if you're already skinny, you're gonna become a skeleton. Okay, and you're gonna feel tired and without energy the whole day, and you're gonna start having hormonal problems like I did. Okay, and you can even get leaky gut and gut health problems like I did. Okay, and that's why when I was a kid, I used to get a lot of acne and stuff because I didn't have enough body fat. And body fat is important for hormonal balance and the hormones processes. I didn't know that. Now I know that, and that's why I know that you'd rather have a little bit of fat than being completely lean. Okay, so that's about it for today. That is the best advice I can give to any ectomorph out there. That is the strategy that you have to apply in order for you to grow, and you have to make sure that you are a hard gainer. Right? You have to be sure that you're an ectomorph, because if you follow the strategy and you're not an ectomorph, then you're gonna get overweight for sure. That is for sure. Okay, so in the next videos of the metabolism series, I'm gonna be talking about the other extreme, which is the endomorph, which is the person that has a hard time losing weight, which is the other extreme. And then I'm going to talk about the normal body type, which is the mesomorph, which has a balance, which is in the middle of being in instead of the extremes. You know, the mesomorph is the best body type because they have more or less a normal metabolic rate. So there's advantages and disadvantages in each of the body types. For the ectomorph, the advantage is that you can eat as a pig and you will not gain weight. But the problem is that if you stop eating like a pig, you will lose weight really, really, really fast, and you'll become a skeleton and vanish in the air. Okay? And that is a problem because you have to be overeating all the time. And that's the two constants: constant body pain and constant hunger. Okay? And it is really hard for ectomorph to gain muscle because of the same thing, right? Because you burn so much calories that you burn yourself out. Okay, you start burning muscle if you're not eating properly. Okay, and I will be talking about the other two body types. Their advantages and disadvantages as well. So I hope you liked this video and it has been very informative for you guys. I am telling you from experience, from my own experience as a hard gainer, and what has worked for me. And as you can see, it's worked pretty well. You know, I'm 192 pounds. I'm not even that tall. I'm 5'8". So as you can see, I'm doing pretty good and I'm losing weight really, really fast. So you guys know that in my stories, when I got overweight, that took 7 years of not training and overeating. Okay, the belly that I'm putting here, this picture here, that took 7 years of overeating and not training at all because of my first injury. Okay. And I was really scared of training after that injury. So I stopped completely and I prioritized other stuff in my life. So I'm telling you, it's really hard for me to gain weight. Okay. That took 7 years, and I'm 8 months into the training. I started retraining 8 months ago, and look how I'm right now. Okay. Like my abs are almost popping out now. And I didn't start like this. You can see the videos that I've been putting. I had a belly. I had like a floppy chest, and now the chest looks good. My abs looks good. My shoulders and everything. So I hope it really, really helps you, the information here, and that you can use it in order for you, hard gainer or ectomorph, to gain lean muscle and gain strength. Okay, so peace out, guys. I hope it was useful, and start applying the strategy of go med if you're a hard gainer or an ectomorph. I'll see you in the next video series of the metabolism series.